The Hamstra Group presents The Coach's Cage. Previewing this week's area high school football games with coaches from across the region. Now, into the cage with your host, Bob Kurtz.
And good evening, everyone. Bob Kurtz live from Mount Hood Pizza and Grill in downtown Rensselaer, right by the Iroquois River. Glad you could tune in tonight for this little review and preview of the games for this week on the Coach's Cage on 3KG, thecage.com. Just go to that, our website, and then it'll guide you to Facebook or whatever else you want to listen to us on. And we do appreciate everyone listening, tuning in to us. All right, Mark Hall has the leadoff spot here from the West Central Trojans who keep rolling along. Mark, got a good little 3-0 string going here, don't you?
Yeah, it's been a real nice start to the season to go 3-0, and guys have been playing really well, playing hard, and we've had a nice run to start the year.
Let's talk about last week's game.
Last week we traveled down to Tri-County for our second conference game in a row, and it was a hard-fought game. Tri-County played really well. They lost a lot of their guys from last year that did a lot of things for them, but the guys they have this year have played very hard. They were a little bit limiting to some things we were trying to do for most of the game, and then so it was a tight game all the way through. About midway through the fourth quarter, we were able to open it up more, but it was a very tight game, very well fought game by both sides. There were a lot of penalties, as I'm sure you're going to hear about as he talked to Tri-County as well. But I think he said he got called for 12. We got called for 15. So
you must have been there all night.
It was a long night. First quarter, they said, took 54 minutes. So it was
that should be a half, really.
It should be, yeah. But we had 7 flags in the first quarter. There were turnovers in the first quarter. It was one of those things that before we left to go to the field, I told the guys, if we don't commit turnovers and don't have penalties, we'll be in good shape. Very first kickoff, we fumbled the ball. So I'm like, well, there went the turnover thing. And then by the end of the first quarter, we had 7 penalties. Like, I don't know. They listened to anything I just said. So I'm thinking this is going to be a long night now. And it turned out to be a long night, but at least it was a good night by the end of it. But they scored first, went up 8-0. And then we had one of our wings, who's also a starting corner and plays special teams for us. He got thrown out of the game. So we were scrambling, trying to get people in a spot that we could do something. And the person we put in there was Braden Noose, who's our starting receiver. So then we had to find a receiver to put in as well. So we ended up having Corbin Mancia, who just became eligible for this game. He went in there and played receiver for us, also played a little tight end at different time points. So we also had some other freshmen go in there at receiver. So Colton Tarr, Raul Bazan, he was in there. So we had several guys filling in at different spots. But Braden Noose scored our first touchdown of the night right at the end of the first quarter, and also caught the 2-point conversion, so 8-8 at the end of the first quarter. And then the second quarter, Cameron Neely took a punt back for a touchdown, made it 14-8, and that's where it stayed until about midway through the fourth quarter.
Really?
Yeah. Third quarter, Tri-County, they came out, got the ball, they drove down the field. A few times they got inside the 20. One time they were down at the 1. We were able to stop them and hold them back and force some fourth down turnovers on it. And so we were able to get the ball back and at least get some breathing room away from the end zone. Then they went right back down and got close again. Then right at near the beginning of the fourth quarter, early in the fourth quarter, they had the ball, another fourth down inside the 20. We were able to stop them. We ran a few plays, had some more penalties called. And then it wound up that we ran a play from our 9-yard line, and we were able to get to the outside with Cameron Neely, and he took it 91 yards for a touchdown, and that made it 20-8 with about 7 minutes to go. And then real quickly we got some turnovers on kickoffs that we had, and we took it down and kept scoring. We scored 2 more times. We had Cody Marlatt touchdown run in there, and then we also had Cameron Neely with the last touchdown run as well. So ended up getting the score to 34-8. So it looked like it was a bigger margin, but there was about a 3-minute time span in that fourth quarter where we scored 3 touchdowns. So it was a real tight game. Then all of a sudden, that 3 minutes, it blew it open.
Who played well for you on both sides of the ball?
Cameron Neely played really well for us at a quarterback position. He ran the ball 15 times for 215 yards on the night, threw the ball, had 3 completions on the night for about 42 yards, I think, 44 yards. He had 2 rushing touchdowns for us. Had a punt return for a touchdown as well, so he played really well for us overall throughout the game. He did have a punted 3 times, like 4 times. First 2 were 22, 23, then 45. So you're thinking, hey, he's going up, right? We're going to be in good shape. His fourth punt went 0 yards.
Whoa!
It went off the side of his foot.
That kills the average, doesn't it?
Yeah, that one did kill the average. But at least he made up for it with that punt return for the touchdown. But it played very well for us. Braden Noost coming in and going from receiver to wing. He did have a reception in the game for 20-something yards. He also ran the ball 10 times for 57 yards and had a touchdown and 2 two-point conversions. So did a really nice job for us filling in, and he's our backup wing, and he doesn't get a whole lot of practice at it, reps at practice, but came in, did a really nice job for us, and helped us out there. Cody Marlatt ran the ball pretty well as well, had around 80-something yards, I think, on the night, but did a really nice job. Overall, we had about 450 yards of offense. We ran the ball well, ran for about 400 yards, so we did a nice job there. Tri-County did a nice job limiting us a lot of things we were trying to do. We had to change things up in the second half, and especially that fourth quarter, we changed what we were doing. One of the things they were doing is jumping our motions, so we started going into our bone look, so we didn't have any motion then, and that's when we were able to get several scores there very, very quickly. So Tri-County, again, did a really nice job there. But some guys played well in defense. Austin Kiefover led us with 9 tackles, a fumble recovery, and then he's also in our fullback position, ran the ball for 40-something yards out of that spot. Griffin McElvain had 8 tackles and fumble recovery and a forced fumble as well in there. So overall, just a real nice effort. Braden Noose also had an interception on defense, and then Cameron Neely also had an interception on defense as well.
So what was the focus in the practice for this week?
This week is one of the weeks that, as coaches, is one of the most distracting weeks that is out there with it being homecoming. So we just need to focus on the game, and that's all that needs to be our concern. The things that are going at school, that's nice for them to do, and it's fun to get involved in, but that's not the focus. That's not what we need to be concerned with. So that was the big thing this week, is just we got to focus in on Culver, because Culver, even though they're 1-2, they're a good football team. They're big, they're physical. They've got pretty much the same guys that they had last year, and last year we lost to them by 5. We didn't finish that game out, and it was a game that I feel that we should have won. We had our opportunities to win it, and we just let them slip away. So the focus this week was making sure that we finished, and that's one of the things we've been talking about all year is these seniors in the summer, when they set their goals, one of them was to finish, because we had 3 games last year where we didn't do that. We lost leads in the second half.
Yeah, scored how many points and lost last year?
Yeah, last year we scored 46 agast Culver and lost.
That's
that
an
one.
automatic win.
It
most
should
of the time.
be.
Yeah.
It absolutely should be. But when you give up 51, that hurts. And so tackling last year was a little bit of an issue.
What do they do?
They run double tight T formation. So they do a lot of their foot to foot. They're big up
straight
front,
ahead,
and they're straight ahead. They do a lot of misdirection stuff in the backfield. So you're not exactly sure who all the time has the ball. So what you have to do is just follow your keys, and that's one of the things we were big on with the linebackers this week, is making sure we watch those keys, because if you see your guards pull to the right, plays going to the right. I don't care what's happening in the backfield, plays going to the right. So that was a big thing that we had to get them on, because sometimes you like to look in the backfield and say, well, they're going left, so I better go that way, because that means the balls are going that way. But the linemen are going the right. They're doing it for a purpose. So we're big on that, getting those guys to read the keys. Defensive line has got to be huge for us this week. Got to maintain our gaps. Can't get our shoulders turned. Can't get widened. Have to squeeze things down. And I rewatched last year's film against Culver, and when we did that, held our gaps, we did really well against them. They didn't get very many yards, and that'd be 2-3 plays in a row. And then all of a sudden that fourth play, we would get turned, we would get widened, and then they're 10-yard run, 20-yard run. So it's huge that every play we have to maintain our gaps and our leverage and squeeze things down.
Big game homecoming tomorrow night too, right?
Yes, big game. It's homecoming. We are out of conference, but it still is. We need to get these guys. It's one of those things that it's one of those games we didn't finish last year. It's a game that I really like going against. Mike Zahner, their coach, he and I played college football together at Manchester. We were lifting partners. We lived in the same dorm. We've been pretty good friends. So it's one of those things I haven't beaten him yet, and I would really like to do it.
And you'd like to go 4-0?
Yes, going 4-0 would be great.
All right, Mark, thanks for coming up. Appreciate it very much. Good luck tomorrow night. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
All right, thank you.
Mark Hall from the West Central Trojans. Back with more The Coach's Cage right after this.
For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group's associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117 or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
This is Mark Legler from VEN Enterprises. We have been your local honor box and vending machine provider for 20 years. We provide no-cost, hassle-free snack and vending service in all of northern Indiana and west central Illinois. For a snack box or vending machine to be brought to your place of business, please call 219-261-2484. Family owned since 2000, we would love to provide our service to you.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
And welcome back to Mount Hood Pizza and Grill in downtown Rensselaer for The Coach's Cage. Yeah, we're here every Thursday at 6 o'clock Central, talking to the 6 area coaches that we cover in our district here. And Mark Grettencourt from the Tri-County Cavaliers has stopped by. Mark, good to see you again. How's it going?
Oh, it's going okay, Bob. Thanks.
All right. Well, we heard the West Central version of the West Central Tri-County game, and Mark Hall painted a picture that was really pretty close. The score really is not indicative of how close it was until the last part of the game.
Yeah, and that is true. And, you know, offensively versus, you know, and defensively, you know, it was basically a tie game through the middle of the fourth quarter. We did give up a special teams touchdown. That's why I say that. But, you know, we were only down, I think, 14-8, you know, going into the fourth and midway through the fourth. And we had opportunities to score multiple times throughout those first 3 quarters. And besides the one touchdown that we had, and we just couldn't do it. And then all of a sudden, you know, we lost some containment, and they got around outside, and, you know, it was over. They've got so much team speed and with multiple players, and it is tough to contain. And, you know, and our kids did a great job through 3 quarters of doing that, minus that punt return. And so it was a close game. I was proud of the way our kids played, and, you know, we're making strides. We're getting better, but, you know, we don't have any wins yet to show for it.
Can you learn something from a game like that?
You know, we can, and we're learning what we're capable of doing, you know, and step by step, little by little, we're getting to that point. And, you know, but I told the kids, you know, I'm kind of getting tired of, you know, hearing people say, hey, you know, you guys did all right. You know, it's not bad. You know, there's some positives, but, you know, we need to turn those positives into wins now, you know, and we've got too many guys sometimes with excuses on why things didn't happen. And so no more excuses now. Now we just need to do our own job and start playing.
You've got the 1 touchdown per game route locked in right now.
We do. I think we're averaging a nice 7 points a game because we either get 6 or 8, and and we even scored first last week, and so we had a nice lead, and we were feeling good, and we just couldn't put the ball in the end zone again, and again we got down to the 2-yard line once, but then got called for an unsportsmanlike after the catch, which put us back, and then we got down to the 2 or 3 yard line, and then turned it over on downs, and it was.
So you're getting close.
We're getting close. We're having opportunities, and but we're just not getting the job done yet. And so, but we're getting close. There are a lot of positives in what we're doing with such a young team. We've only got one senior that plays both ways, and then we've got a couple other seniors right now that are kind of one on offense and one on defense. So, very young team, but I like what I'm seeing, and the effort is definitely there from our kids.
Who played well for you last week?
Well, we had some guys play well in spurts, and Peyton Stark, he's kind of been our go-to guy. He's a sophomore, and we can throw the ball to him, run him the ball, and he had a nice, I think, about 50, 60-yard run at one point too, but then got called back. So we've got a lot of kids playing well. Kiahi Zussman and Blake Peterson, they kind of lead us on the line, opening those holes for those guys. Defensively, Reese Dickinson has been a big guy for us at the linebacker spot. He's helped out a lot, and we knew that we had to contain the outside with West Central's backs, and I thought Logan Schneid and Corbin Lawson did a good job of setting the edge and not letting them get outside for the most part last week.
You're a third of the way through the regular season. Assess where you are right now as a team.
Well, obviously we're sitting at 0-3, and we'd like to have some wins, and we've been competitive in all those games, and that's the good thing. Now, again, the scores sometimes don't show that, but our kids have been competitive. They've been fighting hard, and we just haven't gotten over that hump yet. So it's still a work in progress, and, we've had to change things up, too, after Bradley Reynolds went out week 2. So, it's with me being a first-year coach and trying to put some stuff in, and then Bradley goes down, so that kind of changes what we were doing then. And so it's kind of a week-by-week process, and but I like the effort. I think the kids are having fun. They know what they can do and what they're capable of, and now we just got to put it together.
So what'd you work on in the main focus in practice this week?
Well, this week, I'll tell you, was a little struggle for us. We've had sickness going around. We've had some kids home with the flu. And then we've had a couple guys battling injuries that didn't get to practice. So, when you only have 22, 23 kids and you've got quite a few missing, it makes it tough in practice. And you throw in the heat this week, and it makes it even tougher. So we just tried to, fix some things on the line, make sure that we're firing off the ball better, make sure our receivers are running hard routes. Sometimes it seems like we just jog through our routes. So just some things. We're just trying to fix the little things, some that can just help us Friday night.
North White, I believe, is that right? Home or road? Or
We're at North White. They're doing a military appreciation night, so they're expecting a big crowd with that. And
now they haven't won yet either, right?
They are 0-3. It's going to be a different type of challenge for us. We've kind of gone against the motion and triple option of last 2 weeks, and this week North White likes to pass the ball a lot. They probably pass the ball over 60% of the time, so that'll be a different challenge for us. They got the big Cobb kid, if you remember him from basketball.
I do, yeah.
He's about 6'5", 6'6", big body, not real fast, but if you just throw it up there, it's tough for our 5'7", 5'8" defensive backs to go up and get the ball. So,
why are defensive backs always that size? Why can't they be 6'2" or 6'3"?
Great question. I'd love to have a couple of those right now. But,
yeah.
So we've got a challenge ahead of us with them wanting to pass the ball so much, and their quarterback, he kind of just knows where they're going to be. He steps back, takes about 2 or 3 seconds, and he's letting it go. So it's hard to get pressure on him as well. So teams that have been successful against them have, read the ball and gotten some interceptions, and that's kind of spelled doom for them at times. But they've been competitive as well in a lot of their games. The first game, I think they gave up 60 points, but they scored 50. And then Frontier, I think they lost 30-22. And then last week, I think they had the lead at halftime against Winnemac before losing big. So, they've been competitive as well. And, again, a different type of challenge for us, but I think our guys are ready for it, and hopefully be able to come back with a victory.
So stopping the passing game is a key.
That's the biggest key. Yes, their running back doesn't run the ball much. But
How do you simulate that in practice?
Well, I'm the quarterback.
Oh,
so,
wow!
Yeah,
there you go.
So probably didn't simulate it very well.
Bring
but
back to the old days.
Yeah,
there.
right. Yeah, so we try to just pick their routes that we see on film, and we really make sure our guys kind of try to recognize what we're seeing on film, and so maybe they can kind of see some tendencies and just be familiar with those routes, so when it comes to a game time they're not shocked and they can maybe anticipate a little bit better than by not seeing it all. So we run through their routes and let our guys cover them and the different coverages that we're going to do. And then hopefully, our guys will be ready.
You need a win, don't you?
We do need a win. Yes, it would be nice to get one. Again, I told our kids we've 0-1 in the conference, but that doesn't mean we can't win the conference still. I mean, we still have that goal.
Sure.
And so, a lot of things can happen yet, but we obviously have to win tomorrow night in order for that to happen.
Mark, thanks for coming up. Appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow night, and we'll talk to you next week. All right.
Thanks, Bob.
Mark Grettencorp from the Tri-County Cavaliers back with more of the Coach's Cage program right after this.
This is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
Anders Water Conditioning in downtown Rensselaer is here for all of your water supplies and softening needs. At Anders, we sell and rent water softeners, water coolers, and have all of your bottled water and salt needs too. Call Chuck to set up your consultation today. 219-866-7430. Anders Water Conditioning, family owned since 1991.
After a hard day's work or play, it's time for some relaxation, and there's no better place than Unwind on Front Street in Rensselaer. For massage therapy, facials, spray tanning, yoga classes, and wellness, stop by Unwind. They also offer student-athletes 30-minute massages for $25. Alina would like to thank Unwind's loyal customers for their patronage since 2016. To make an appointment, call Unwind at 219-869-0290.
Shanley Construction, Pools, and Excavating has been improving area homes and businesses since 1973. Whether residential or commercial, they offer lawn care, installation of above-ground and in-ground pools, plus pole barn and new home construction. Shanley is your source for new driveways, parking lot expansions, as well as fence row and building site clearing. Start your project by calling Jim Shanley at 219-866-5955. Shanley, Rensselaer-based, family-owned. Call today.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
Welcome back to the Coach's Cage on 3kgthecage.com. Just go to our website there. You can listen to the Coach's Show every Thursday at 6 o'clock Central Time right here on the Cage. And also we'll have it archived for you. So if you want to go home late at night, early in the morning, whenever you want to listen to that, you can go there and listen to the coach's comments here. Cody Scott has joined us now, assistant coach for the Kankakee Valley Cougars. A frustrated man, Cody, right?
Yes, sir.
We were up there last week, and South Bend, Washington has dedicated the new field, Military Appreciation Night. Big night, big crowd, and boy, it's just we've had you 2 of the 3 weeks, and they've been similar. You've had leads throughout most of the game until the very end, then another team scores a touchdown, and you lose.
Yeah. Friday night hurt, and it hurt even more Saturday morning watching the film. Opportunities. We've had opportunities, and last week we shot ourselves in the foot several times with bad snaps that went negative 20 yards and puts us in a hole early in a drive, or whether it's just putting ourselves in a bad situation on defense to where their average starting position was in our side of the field. We just couldn't get it done Friday night.
Yeah, you got the lead again, right? You had scored the first touchdown, I believe. Led 7-0 for a while.
Until towards the end of the third quarter.
Then it was 7-6.
And on their touchdown pass play, we had a guy breaking to pick off the ball, and he fell right at the last second.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to fall on
One of
On the new
yes,
turf
yes,
there.
yes. No.
How do you handle that when you lose right at the end of the game again, like you did the first week?
The first week was when we played Rensselaer. It was boys, we're right there. We are right there. This time it was we're tired of being right there. We need to kick it in the butt this week. We got our motto this year is win the day. So we got to start on Saturday and we got to win that day by watching film. Monday we come in, we work hard, we win that day all the way up till Friday. That'll get us rolling into Friday to where Friday we are rolling and we get that win on Friday night. It's got to come in every day. Attention to details.
One of the things you're going to have to correct is that snap from the center to the quarterback. You had a lot of dribbler snaps and even balls that go over your head. So how do you just work on that more in practice, or how does that work?
Yeah, we had centers come out with us in our pre-practice to snap to the quarterbacks. Whenever a quarterback's dropping back the pass, he has a center snapping with him. A lot of times it's right on. He has it coming back so fast to that quarterback that when he does go a little high, it goes back, and we have a lost yardage. So we worked really hard on just having him snap the ball.
Yeah, because it looked like your quarterback last week was just having trouble just trying to catch it. So that kind of makes it the play a little bit slower too, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, and I think the speed of South Bend, Washington kind of shook us a little bit in the backfield to where we were kind of hurrying stuff up that we didn't need to hurry up. And we need to calm down and play our game and just stay focused.
Who played well for you last Friday?
Again, Nathan Swafford somehow had over 100-yard gain again, somehow.
And they key on him every play.
Every play. They're calling his name out, and he still runs downhill and gets 3 to 4 yards. I mean, the guy, his average is, I think, 4.7 something. He's killing it right now, and he brings it, and he's a load to bring down. I tell you what, South Bend, Washington did a good job of just going at his legs. I know he was getting frustrated, but he was still lowering the boom on some kids.
Anybody play well for you? They had to play well defensively. You only gave up 14 points. So.
Yeah, and they had their backs against the wall. I've been very, very proud of the defense. They've just been put in a couple bad situations, but Tyler Fedler played a hell of a game. He came out, and even at the end of the game, with a minute left, we turned the ball over.
Oh, yeah.
And he came out, and I looked at him, and I go, I need the ball. And blitzed him, yep, that second play, he jumped in, hit the mesh point, and recovered the fumble to give us a chance to try to win at the end of the game.
You got it down to the, 3-yard line, you think? Or?
Yeah, we got down to the 3 and snapped the ball with the second left and spiked it, and that was the end of the ball game.
Yeah, okay. So what was the big focus, again, you mentioned a little bit, but the practice this week?
Attention to detail. So at the end of the game, we needed to rush more to get on the ball and have clock awareness and just snapping and looking your receivers deep to short or short to deep or just whatever we got to do, whatever your job is, make sure it's done to the best of your ability.
Does it frustrate you that you could be 3-0 now?
Very much so. Yeah. Coming into the season, I told the boys 7-2 should be our goal. Something to shoot at, and I think we could still get there. Right now in our conference, which starts next week, everybody's 1-2 but Munster is 0-3. So I think there's definitely wins that we can get there, and this is a very talented team. And once we start rolling, I think the kids' confidence.
You got to get a belief, don't you? You got to believe that you can win, right?
Yep, and that's exactly after the South Bend Washington game. That's what I said. I came to KV because I wanted to get a winning mentality. That's something I've never seen out of a KV team.
It's been a while.
To walk into a game and know we're going to win.
Right.
And we're going to win by big, or this is going to be a tough team, but we're still going to win. And that's something we got to teach the kids. And once they get that, I think we'll be very dangerous.
You got your hands full this Friday night for sure.
Oh, man, North Newton looks very talented.
They've got a number 44 you better pay attention to, just like you're 42 or whatever, right?
Well, not only 44, what scares me is he's got some weapons on the outside too. So last year we came in keying on 44. They got a quarterback that can throw and Wagner that they can swing out and get into space now instead of just running into your face. And they also have 81, who's a tall guy outside that they can just throw the ball up to. So very dangerous offense they got.
I think it was a close game last year, if I remember correctly, 16-13 or something like that.
16-13 in the pouring rain. And I think all we ran on was QB ISO the whole game, right? It was a very boring game, but nice to watch.
So what are going to be the keys to play well tomorrow night?
Defensively, it's just playing sound. Coming in, we could have made adjustments, but I said, boys, our defense has been playing good. We're going to make them make our adjustments. We play our game. We come out, we're going to hit them in the face, and we're going to try disrupting some of it. They have a lot of motion and guys moving to places and trying to get people out in space. We just got to beat them to it and make sure that we're sound tackling and wrap up.
Have the younger Cougars, JV, freshman, middle school, got underway yet? How are they doing?
Yeah,
so far?
JV has played 2 games. They didn't play against South Bend, Washington, and I believe they are 2-0. Freshmen have a game tonight, and I think they're going to go 3-0. Last week they went down to Lafayette Harrison and won up 21-0, and Lafayette Harrison came back, put up 16 points, and we got the onside kickoff just to win the game there at the end. So both teams very successful so far this season.
Cool, that's good.
Yeah.
Injury-wise, you okay?
So far, so good. Knock on wood. We've been real good with injuries.
Cody, thanks a lot for coming down. I appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow night. We'll talk to you next week, all right?
Thank you.
Cody Scott from the Kankakee Valley Cougars has been our guest. Back with more of the Coach's Cage program on 3kgthecage.com.
Think collection of home decor and amazing gifts in downtown Rensselaer. There's the Willow Switch, a unique collection of comforts for all your senses. Shop our inventory and refresh at our gourmet coffee bar. Enjoy the aromas and tastes of coffees, smoothies, and protein shakes with fresh baked cookies, scones, and cinnamon rolls. Learn more at willowswitch.com, find us on Facebook, or call Christy 219-866-7106, or call her cell 219-863-0858.
Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals, increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com.
If you're looking for a great look and lively conversation, stop by the Soon Salon in downtown Rensselaer. Let owner Lisa Ohanas take care of all your hair care needs. From cuts and colors to fingers and toes, Lisa will have you loving your look. Schedule your appointment by texting Lisa at 219-819-5744. The Soon Salon, located at 126 North Van Rensselaer Street. The AmVets Post 102 in Fowler has been serving the community and veterans for the last 17 years. Join us for bingo each Tuesday night and meals every first Friday of the month. This family-friendly post offers everyone an excellent non-smoking option for great times. Join us at 116 East 5th Street in Fowler. The AmVets Post 102 in Fowler wishes all the high school athletes success this season.
The Jasper County Recovery House would like to remind you that hope and freedom from life-controlling addictions is possible. Their proven residential recovery program for adults 18 and over focuses on total life transformation. Their strong faith-based approach offers spiritual, academic, and vocational training that equips individuals to return to society as responsible citizens. If you or someone you know needs help overcoming a life-controlling addiction, call today at 574-226-0789.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
And welcome back to The Coach's Cage on 3kgthecage.com. Just go to our website there, and then that'll guide you to Facebook and wherever else you want to listen to us. We're here every Thursday at Mount Hood Pizza and Grill in downtown Rensselaer from 6 until whenever the coaches get done talking. So we appreciate the coaches coming in and chatting each week. So Brad Beavis has joined us now. Brad, good to see you again. How's it going?
Good afternoon. Heated up a little bit out there, didn't it?
Boy, this week it hit 90 today. So
that's why we practice in the mornings on Thursday.
There you go. Yeah, you were smart this week. That's for sure. Well, let's go back to last week. Tell us who you played and tell us just briefly about the game.
Yeah, we played Frontier at home. Thought we had a pretty good matchup with our squad, and ended up being a 38-0 loss. But we looked a lot better on both offense and defense. Offensively, we had a couple of decent drives. We did some good things. His penalties kill us. Had 7 penalties for something like 54, 55 yards, something like that. And they just kill you. Had a punt returned on us, which just breaks your back. But defensively, we're starting to get a little better at getting in the right position, and we're starting to make some tackles. But as a young team, we make those mistakes. So we do see some positives coming out of it, but the scoreboard isn't reflecting that quite yet.
It's tough when you're a young team year after year that you've got to learn as you go, and that's a tough road to hoe, isn't it?
Well, it's just reps and practice. We're down to 18. We lost a young man to a concussion on a kickoff return Friday night, and then Monday in practice we lost a kid to a concussion.
Whoa!
So we're down a couple more.
You
kids
wear
this
helmets?
Week. We do. Contrary to maybe some beliefs, we do wear some helmets, and we try doing all the safety things. But it is a contact sport, and so we're down to like 18 kids on our active roster.
Wow!
So it's just tough to get those good reps in practice.
Sure, it is.
And so when those kids get out to a game, they're getting their first live look sometimes. So it's part of the struggle we're having right now.
Who played well for you last Friday?
Caden Cruz played pretty well again at quarterback. He takes a lot of load off for our offense. Offensively, I think our line's getting a little bit better. I think Dominic Sanders is doing a much better job. He's starting to dominate just about every play. He's a junior, started for 3 years, and you can see the improvement out of him. A couple other kids, Lane Dill and Kane Firkins are starting to grow a little bit, and we moved a running back up to the line a couple weeks ago. And
wait a minute, a running back to a lineman?
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
that's a little different.
So we got to move in. Will Ballensiefer moved up there. He started to play center for us a couple weeks ago, and he's starting to kind of maybe find his place there a little bit. Work on the staff. That's a hard thing to do. So offensively, I think those guys play pretty well. Defensively, the young man sitting next to me here, who we'll talk a little bit, Blake Whaley, plays a heck of a game, and he's only a sophomore, and Luke Patterson's a freshman. Both play middle linebacker for us. So we got a couple young kids there, and but they fly to the ball. They're just a little undersized right now, so they kind of ping pong off those offensive linemen.
That football is the game where the older you are, the better you are. You know.
So then we got some other guys in secondary. Javen Wright plays pretty well for us. He's a second-year starter, and we got him walked down as a safety kind of player. So he's learning that position. So we are getting better. It's like I said, it's not showing up on the scoreboard yet. But if you see what we're trying to do progress every week, I think you can see that.
Well, why don't you introduce this young man to us? So tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, I got Blake Whaley with me tonight. he's a sophomore.
A Whaley at South Newton? That's unheard of, right?
From what I gather, we've had a long string of them. But he's a great young man. He's only a sophomore. He started last year as a freshman for us. He's one of our leaders in the weight room. He leads our defense. I rely on him to learn a lot for me scheme-wise and relay it to everybody. He does just a great job. He's great at his academics. Just a great kid, so we thought we'd reward him a little bit tonight and come out and talk.
Well, Blake, thanks for coming over. Appreciate that. Tell us about your responsibilities on the Rebel football team.
Well, my job is mostly to learn what Coach Beavis tells me and signs and everything, and then on defense I got to tell the rest of the team what to do, and then I got to do my job and filling the holes and scraping down the line and all that stuff.
It's a lot of responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
I always ask guys, how'd you get started in football? When did you start, and how did you get interested in playing?
Well, I only started when I was a 6th grader, and then I started to really like it, and then in middle school I was a lineman, and then last year I was a lineman, and then this year I started running back, and then linebacker I've always loved because tackling people is
you
always
hit people,
fun.
That's right, yeah, instead of getting hit, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, he's a little undersized.
How tall are you? How much you weigh? Really? Now, don't lie to me.
No, 5'6" and 130 pounds.
130-pound linebacker.
Yeah.
Huh?
And you'll be surprised how many times he's in the right spot. We just got to get a little more sand back there to so I can lay the wood.
What's your motivation in the summertime? A lot of guys struggle not to do football in the summertime. What makes you different there?
Yeah, well, in the summer, I always try to come into weights every day. We have it at night. The football team does to try to get everybody here. And I try making it every day to try to make myself better as long as my team, because I want to give to the team everything that I have and just show that I really care about football and just know that we can win games. We just need to get in the weight room to get stronger. And it all starts over the summer.
You're probably glad to hear that, aren't you?
Yeah, let's get that over the radio and get that message out there. The weight room is kind of where we need to be. So,
what's the attitude of your ball club now? You're struggling because you're a young team, but how do you handle the day-to-day attitude?
Oh, we just try to keep our heads up and positive all the time. I know we have some tough games like this week versus Carroll, but as long as we keep trying and work our tail off, then we can win games eventually.
What's the most fun thing you like about football, and maybe something that you don't like?
My favorite's probably Wednesdays when we go on the game field and go through all of our run plays and passing plays. That's always fun because once we get a rally going and then get some good passes going, and then
Be careful on the bad part.
Uh-oh.
There'll be some running involved.
No.
I'd say the worst part's probably Thursdays because you got to get up pretty early. But it's a shortened practice, and then like today we did really good and got our stuff done, so we got to get out early and go in and shower.
What is a Thursday practice like, Brad?
So we pretty much we go through about half our pregame before the game. So we get the kids out there. We go underneath the lights. It's still dark, so it's kind of a cool feeling there. We do what we just call it the circuit, but it's kind of a defensive get ready thing. So we do pick up a fumble and run with it 5 yards. We do an interception. We do a strip drill. We do a quick thud tackle drill. Then we do a blocking part to it, just to add a fifth thing. Just kind of get the kids moving. So they do that, and then we go right into special teams, run through every single one of our special teams, go through all our different options, make sure everybody's there in the right spots, all that kind of thing. And then typically we go defense. We kind of do our walkthrough defensively, make sure we know our assignments, make sure we know our reads. And then we end up with offense. We move up and down the field a little bit and get the kids kind of excited. And that's kind of the practice. And it takes about an hour and 10 minutes if they do it well.
We're talking with Brad Beavis of South Newton, Blake Whaley. Blake, take us through game day for you. What's that do the whole day Friday?
So Friday we get up and we have we go to team breakfast at the Good Table in Kentland, and then so we get to be with all our teammates, and then that starts our day off well with a good meal and make sure everybody's there and bonding, and then we go to school and you need to get all your schoolwork done to make sure you're on top of that. And then after school, if it's a home game, you get a little bit of time, but then you need to start focusing up. Usually you should be focusing up all day, and then really right before the game you need to get focused and do whatever you need to do to get focused. And then we if you're specialties, we go out there, get warmed up, and then we come back in and get fired up, and then we all go back out there as a team.
You get nervous, and how do you combat that nervousness?
Yeah, I get nervous. It's not as bad as it was last year just because I was a little bit smaller last year, but I still get nervous just because I get worried about if I don't do my job. But always, like Coach Beavis always says, if you don't know what you're doing, then just play downhill and go fast. If you make a mistake, do it fast. So,
what do you hope to accomplish as a team for the rest of the year here?
I would like to win a few games, and I know we still can if we work really hard. And even if we don't, as long as we play our hearts out and work as a team, then we'll get better. And then if we don't win any this year, we should definitely win some next year.
Get some more kids out and get some upperclassmen, right?
Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
It'd be nice to have some juniors and seniors, right?
Blake, thanks a lot for coming over. Appreciate it. So good luck throughout the year, all right?
Yep, thank you.
Anything else we need to talk about?
Just got a game home against Carroll this week.
Tell us about that. Carroll's always normally a pretty good football team, right?
They're a good football team. They're always a big football team. They got some good-looking athletes. Kind of scare us a little bit on the outside with their passing game. So we've been working hard this week on that, make sure we got our pass coverages down, make sure we understand what we're reading. I think our kids are they're picking up on it. So we'll just go out there Friday night and see how we do offensively. We just got to kind of continue to get better.
Brad, thanks for coming over. Thanks for bringing Blake with you, and good luck tomorrow, okay?
Thank you very much, Bob.
Brad Beavis and Blake Whaley have been our guests. Back with more of the Coach's Cage program right after this.
For over 60 years, Hamster Group has helped build America. In 1958, a small Northwest Indiana builder began constructing homes. Through the years, by following the motto, quality and integrity you can depend on, Hamster Group has grown. Today, Hamster Group's associated around the country with homes, schools, shopping malls, churches, medical buildings, and more. So for your next project, large or small, and quality and integrity you can depend on, call 219-956-3111 and speak with the experts at Hamster Group.
The Jasper County Recovery House would like to remind you that hope and freedom from life-controlling addictions is possible. Their proven residential recovery program for adults 18 and over focuses on total life transformation. Their strong faith-based approach offers spiritual, academic, and vocational training that equips individuals to return to society as responsible citizens. If you or someone you know needs help overcoming a life-controlling addiction, Call today at 574-226-0789.
After a hard day's work or play, it's time for some relaxation, and there's no better place than Unwind on Front Street in Rensselaer. For massage therapy, facials, spray tanning, yoga classes, and wellness, stop by Unwind. They also offer student-athletes 30-minute massages for $25. Alina would like to thank Unwind's loyal customers for their patronage since 2016. To make an appointment, call Unwind at 219-869-0290.
High-quality personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117. Or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
And back on the Coach's Cage program, listen to all the area coaches talk about their games from last week and look ahead to tomorrow night's game on 3kgthecage.com. Just go to our website and click on that. You'll be able to live stream the event going on right here. And the event tomorrow night is high school football. It's Rensselaer Central hosting, I'd say, an arch rival, Twin Lakes, wouldn't you, Chris Meeks?
Definitely.
All right. Well, Chris, thanks for joining us. You had a pretty nice win on the road last week, right?
We did. We went to Western. They're a Hoosier Conference East Division school, 4A school. You know, they have a great reputation of playing great football, and really played very well over there. Picked up a nice win. They were 2-0 coming in, having defeated Twin Lakes in week 1, and then the number 1 ranked team in 2A, Western Boone, in week 2. So we knew we had our hands full going over there, and we traveled over there and played our best game of the year and played a complete 48-minute game and really played well in all 3 phases of the game.
If you could just break it down real quickly and take us through the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Big thing is when you go on the road, it's important that you have success early. And, you know, we held them to a 3-and-out. They held us to a 3-and-out. So, you know, we ended up jockeying around, you know, both teams in terms of who had the ball. And then on our second possession, we took the ball, put together a nice drive, drove down the field, and scored a touchdown to go up 7-0. And at halftime, we were up 14-7.
Wait a minute, you're kicking extra points?
We are kicking extra points, and we've been able to do that all year. It's just we like to mess around a little bit with the 2-point conversion too, as you know. But anyway, yeah, we went up 14-7 at the half. They came out, got some momentum early in the third quarter, put together a nice drive to tie it at 14-14. And again, when we talked about this, you know, weeks 1 and 2, our kids responded very well. They handled the adversity. You know, Western had their huge crowd into it. The place was packed. All the momentum was on their side, and we needed a nice drive, and our kids put together a nice drive, drove the ball down the field, and we scored right before the end of the third quarter to go up 21-14. And then early in the fourth quarter, we put another touchdown up to go up 28-14, and then our defense dug in and held in from there. But just a tremendous effort by all our kids. Offensively, Noah Bierma had another tremendous night from the running back position. He had 102 yards rushing with 1 touchdown. But, you know, when you watch him run, they're not the 50, 60-yard runs. They're the 4, 5, 6-yard, you know, tough carries. And he does a great job of that, being very physical. Addison Wilmington, our wing back, picked up another 59 yards and a rushing touchdown. And then Eli Hickman, our quarterback, did a great job of orchestrating the offense. He had 50 yards passing, and then he also had another 58 yards rushing. So he had a nice night from the QB position. And then defensively, the whole defense played outstanding. Eli Hickman and Kyron Hessen led us in tackles. Both of them had 8 tackles. But Ryan Stokes, a sophomore, really came on early in the year when we stuck him in the KV game and hasn't let up since. He had 7 tackles from the defensive end position and 2 QB sacks. And
you probably like that when a guy gets his chance to, when he probably wouldn't play much, but he gets his chance, injuries, suspension, whatever, and he comes through, that's got to please you a lot.
We do, and that's one of the things you teach as a coach, and every coach does, is when you get your opportunity, and you will, you make the most of it. And he got an opportunity, and he's made the most of it, and he's not.
We'll never look back, right?
He's not going to come off the field.
All right, focus this week then on the practice.
Okay, our focus this week's on Twin Lakes. They run a tough wing T offense. They're very disciplined, well coached. Scott Mannering, Hall of Famer, had a ton of success over at Lewis Cass, went over to Twin Lakes, and he's finally getting things into place after 3-4 years there, the way he wants it. So the kids know his system, and it shows. They come in 1-2. They lost a hard-fought game over at Western, which they outgained Western in yards. So they moved the ball well at Western, just came up a little bit short. And then they traveled to state-ranked Tipton and lost a heartbreaker 19-14 last week. And then they had a nice win over a vastly improved Northwestern team, 10-3. So it's going to be a tough team. They're very experienced on the offensive and defensive lines, a lot of seniors. Their skill players are very good at what they do. And I think it starts with their quarterback, Danny Bennett. He's not really a dual-threat quarterback, but he's a kid that orchestrates their offense very well. He'll get the ball where it needs to go, but he also throws the ball very well. He has a 6'4" tight end they like to throw to, so that's going to be tough in itself. And they've got a nice set of running backs that they use. And then defensively, they're very aggressive. They get downhill. They attack the line of scrimmage. Steve Snyder, longtime coach, is their defensive coordinator, and it's a situation where both teams know each other very, very well. So it should be a phenomenal Hoosier Conference game, and we know it's going to be a war.
First conference game that counts. It's a pretty big game.
It is. I mean, it's a big game for both teams. You can throw out the records. It's Hoosier Conference, and I think both of us feel like we can compete for a Hoosier Conference championship, and it starts here with game one.
Any of your injured players getting back or not yet?
It'll be a game-time decision. They're all practicing and doing well, and we'll make a decision at about 6:59 who's going to play.
That's all right, as long as you make before 7, right?
Absolutely.
What's you're 3 weeks in, right?
Yep.
Through a third of the regular season. Assess where your team is at this point right now.
Yeah, we're 3-0, but I'll be honest with you, weeks 1 and 2, we were somewhat disappointed with our level of play. I mean, we felt like week 1 we made a lot of special teams mistakes. That week 1 it almost cost us a game on a punt return that we botched, and KV took it in and scored. We had a lot of improvement to make. I felt like our special teams last week were very good. I thought they were special. I thought our kickoff and our punt teams were very good in terms of putting Western in bad field position. Defense, I think, has been pretty good most of the year. One of our bugaboos on defense, and Coach Zacher will tell you, is we'll do the hard work on first and second down and third down, and then we'll give up that fourth down pass play for 10 yards or whatever.
Yeah.
But we got that straightened out last week, so we did a lot better defensively there. And then offensively, our biggest thing was our pad levels. Weeks 1 and 2 we were up high, and it's kind of like pushing a car. I think that's the best analogy. If you're going to push a car, you don't stand up to push it. You get down low and push it because you have more power.
Now I know.
Try that tonight.
Yeah, I've been doing that wrong all this time.
But yeah, we were kind of high the first 2 weeks. This week against a lot bigger team, we got down low and really moved some people on the offensive and defensive lines. And so, from that standpoint, we've improved in those areas. But still definitely a lot of things we need to improve on.
Got to tell you about the younger Bombers. They're into their seasons now, so give us a little report on them.
Yeah, our middle school picked up a nice win this past weekend. They went up to, I think it's Kaler Middle School up at Lake Central, and picked up a very impressive win there, so that was nice to see. And then our freshman JV combined team played Western Saturday morning, and it was more like a basketball score. It was back and forth. I was sitting at the Purdue game, and my battery was going dead from the score updates, and the final score of the game was 48-40. So we ended up winning that game. So that was a nice win over, again, a very impressive Western team. So, yeah, we're very pleased with our younger kids, and got a lot of kids out, and they're working hard and getting better, and that's all you can ask for.
Before I let you go, did I read where you're going to have a camp here in a couple weeks?
We do, and thanks for bringing that up. Our annual Back in Black camp will take place September 28th. That'll be from 6 to 8 p.m. at Rensselaer Central High School.
On a Saturday night, is that right?
On a Saturday night under the lights.
Cool.
So we're looking forward to getting a lot of kids for that. That's preschool, and people say, well, what's preschool? Well, we've had them as young as 4, and I swear to God, I think people have snuck 3-year-olds in there. But as long as they like football and they want to come out and play with the varsity football team, that's awesome. Our football kids come out and they do different drills, and it's just a fun environment. And it's for boys and girls, again, from preschool up to 5th grade.
Do they need to sign up, or how do they sign up, or when do they sign up?
They can sign up the night of, and I'll be set up at 5:15 out there September 28th, and we'll get more information out. I know it's all over social media, but if you get on our Facebook, the Bomber goalpost, we have a sign-up form there as well.
Chris, thanks a lot for coming up. Appreciate it, and good luck tomorrow night. We'll be there, and we'll see you then.
Thanks, Bob.
Chris Meeks from the Rensselaer Central Bombers, back with more of the Coach's Cage show right after this.
If you're looking for a great look and lively conversation, stop by the Soon Salon in downtown Rensselaer. Let owner Lisa Ohanas take care of all your hair care needs. From cuts and colors to fingers and toes, Lisa will have you loving your look. Schedule your appointment by texting Lisa at 219-819-5744. The Soon Salon, located at 126 North Van Rensselaer Street.
For a distinct collection of home decor and amazing gifts in downtown Rensselaer, there's the Willow Switch, a unique collection of comforts for all your senses. Shop our inventory and refresh at our gourmet coffee bar. Enjoy the aromas and tastes of coffees, smoothies, and protein shakes with fresh-baked cookies, scones, and cinnamon rolls. Learn more at willowswitch.com, find us on Facebook, or call Christy 219-866-7106, or call our cell 219-863-0858.
After a hard day's work or play, it's time for some relaxation, and there's no better place than Unwind on Front Street in Rensselaer. For massage therapy, facials, spray tanning, yoga classes, and wellness, stop by Unwind. They also offer student-athletes 30-minute massages for $25. Alina would like to thank Unwind's loyal customers for their patronage since 2016. To make an appointment, call Unwind at 219-869-0290.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
The Jasper County Recovery House would like to remind you that hope and freedom from life-controlling addictions is possible. Their proven residential recovery program for adults 18 and over focuses on total life transformation. Their strong faith-based approach offers spiritual, academic, and vocational training that equips individuals to return to society as responsible citizens. If you or someone you know needs help overcoming a life-controlling addiction, call today at 574-226-0789.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
All right, ready to wrap things up. The cleanup hitter, as always, Scott Rao from the North Newton Spartan. Scott, you're always the last to get on board here.
I seem to always be the last one here. These guys get here sooner and sooner.
They eat all the pizza, and then you're left with none, you know?
Yeah, that's all right. I don't need any.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah.
Hey, a nice win, nice comeback win for the bounce-back win, I should say, for the Spartans last week. I think 48-20 over North Judson.
Yes, yeah, it was.
That had to please you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I really was pleased with the way the kids came out and performed and how they bounced back. And, after the Rensselaer game, I talked to them several times during that week. It's kind of a gut check week. You got to get better or get used to it. So we're going to work on getting better each day and, keep focusing on the next week.
So take us through the game if you could.
Well, we started off pretty good. It kind of went back and forth at first, couple punts, and then we were able to put a drive together. We got a turnover on them. luckily in the first half, we got 4 turnovers from them, which really helped us.
Sure.
2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, and we were able to drive it in from about midfield and get ourselves the first touchdown. Then after an interception, we were able to drive it again. We had short field again, 35, 40 yards, and we were able to punch it in with a really nice pass from our quarterback, Austin Goddard, to Vince Taylor down the sideline. Made a one-handed catch. It was really pretty neat. But that put us up 14-0, and then later on in the second quarter, we were able to put together another drive, take it down, and score, and go up 21-0. But and I think we just about had them right then. And then, of course, we turn around, kick off to them, and they run the kickoff all the way back. So all of a sudden it's 21-7, where we thought we had them on the ropes, and we kind of let up a little bit. And but even with that, we bounced back, finished out the half at 21-7 at the end of the half, and so we played pretty good. The main thing we did is, we took care of the football, don't turn it over, and we cut our penalties way down. I mean, way, way down from about 15 the week before to I think we had 4 or 5 in this game, which really helped our offense along the way. We didn't put ourselves back behind the sticks every time. But we came right out in the third quarter, and I told them the opening drive's going to be big. We received a kickoff and took it right down the field and scored, went up 28-7. And then we went back and forth a little bit, and they scored, and then they scored to make it 28-13, kicked off to us, and Austin Goddard ran the kickoff all the way back for us, which gave us the 35-13 lead. And then at the end of the game, they punched one in with about 2 minutes to go to make it 35-20, and we put our hands team out there just in case. I mean, it was a situation where if I was their coach, I'm probably going to onside kick, not because I think I'm going to get back in the game, but it's a time that you get to practice that situation. And they kicked the onside kick, and I'll be darned, they kicked it right to Vince Taylor on one hop, and he caught it on the run and split them and went all the way for a touchdown on it. And, not the way we draw it up, but, it's one of those, no, good job.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I'm supposed to fall on it and get the ball, but he just caught it and reacted and split them perfect. I don't think he even got touched, and went all the way in for the score, which made it the 40. That was the last score, so we were up 41-13 when they scored, made it 41-20. Then he scored on the last 2 minutes.
Who played well for you, both offensively and defensively?
Well, Colin Wagner had another good game, over 100 yards rushing in the game, and really did a nice job from the running back position. Austin Goddard, I thought, played really well for his first whole game at quarterback.
Is he going to stay there permanently now?
As of right now, yes. Yeah. I mean, he's doing a really good job of operating the offense and getting people where they need to go and making decisions. And he does give us a better throwing threat, which we threw much better. Vince Taylor played really well, made some nice catches. He had 3 or 4 catches in the game. Dylan Taylor out on the edge. Again, the whole offense, I thought, played better. We keep getting better every week, and like I said, we'll keep tweaking it, and we're trying to make sure we get the right guys in the right positions to give us the best look. And defensively, it's a work in progress. We're still, plugging guys in and out and trying to find the right combination to slow some people down. We did a really good job, I thought, Friday night of controlling their running game and forcing them to throw some, which is why we got a couple of interceptions. I don't think they were as used to throwing as we made them do.
What's the focus in practice this week?
This week is the same. Again, we got to get better every day. It's going to be another physical game.
You better stop number 42.
I tell you what, they're big. They're big up front, and I tell you, they give that ball to that guy, and he's like a bowling ball coming through there.
They don't disguise it either, do they?
No,
Here he is.
Line him up and give him the football and run downhill, and all he needs is a little bit of a crease. And I told him, I said, you're going to be sore. You might tackle him every time, but you're going to be sore.
He runs hard. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
Nathan Swafford we're talking about.
Yes, he's a good running back. I mean, he'll pound it in there. He's a big old boy, and we're going to have to figure it out, how to get to him and try to figure out ways to get him on the ground. Cause
that's kind of what people say about you every week.
I know. That's what they say. You got to do that with Wagner, and it's the same thing. This guy's even bigger than him now. Colin's got a little bit more speed maybe, but you know, it's going to be a battle of those two things. You know, who can get their guy in the right place, you know, in the right situations to make plays. And they're going to give it to their guy, and we're going to give it to our guy, and we're going to see what happens, I guess.
You guys you and Kankakee Valley usually play tight games, too.
It has been the last 2 years, yes, and unfortunately we've been on the lower end of those. But, you know, they were both really good contested games, and it's really good for us. I mean, I enjoy playing them. We're going to go up there. And, 2 years ago we went up there, a really good atmosphere. Of course, this year now they got the new turf.
Oh,
and
that's
they got
wonderful. It's a beautiful stadium.
You know, the facilities are good, and I think our guys will look forward to that and, you know, get on board, and it should be a good game. 3
games in, you're 2-1, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you think after 3 games?
Well, we're kind of where I thought we might be. I was hoping, you know, obviously you're always hoping for 3-0, but I thought, you know, if we can, you know, just plug along and do our bit, I think we are talented enough to win every game. But, you know, we're going to, you know, the right people got to be in the right place at the right time for us, because we're not very deep. That's the only thing that kind of holds us back, I think, is depth. We got a lot of guys playing both ways, and we're counting on a lot of guys to do multiple positions. You know, they don't play just one spot on offense. They may have to know 2 or 3, because, you know, one guy gets dinged up, we got to move, you know, 3 guys around instead of, you don't just bring one guy in. You got to move everybody around to get it, you know, your best lineup in. So depth kind of hurts us, but you know, we got 28 guys on the team, and they've been practicing hard, and we're getting ourselves ready to go.
Scott, thanks for coming over. Appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow night. We'll talk to you next week, all right?
All right. Thank you, Bob.
Scott Rowell from the North Newton Spartans. Back to wrap things up on the Coach's Cage right after this.
This is Mark Legler from VEN Enterprises. We have been your local honor box and vending machine provider for 20 years. We provide no-cost, hassle-free snack and vending service in all of northern Indiana and west central Illinois. For a snack box or vending machine to be brought to your place of business, please call 219-261-2484. Family owned since 2000, we would love to provide our service to you.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Anders Water Conditioning in downtown Rensselaer is here for all of your water supplies and softening needs. At Anders, we sell and rent water softeners, water coolers, and have all of your bottled water and salt needs too. Call Chuck to set up your consultation today. 219-866-7430. Anders Water Conditioning, family owned since 1991.
Shanley Construction, Pools, and Excavating has been improving area homes and businesses since 1973. Whether residential or commercial, they offer lawn care, installation of above-ground and in-ground pools, plus pole barn and new home construction. Shanley is your source for new driveways, parking lot expansions, as well as fence row and building site clearing. Start your project by calling Jim Shanley at 219-866-5955. Shanley, Rensselaer-based, family-owned. Call today. Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals. Increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com.
You're listening to The Coach's Cage, presented by the Hamstra Group.
All right, welcome back to Mount Hood Pizza and Grill. I'd like to thank Craig Davison for opening up his back room here, making us feel welcome with all the food and drinks here. It's a great atmosphere out here. Coaches really like that a lot. We do appreciate Craig and the gang here at Mount Hood Pizza and Grill for bending over backwards for us, that's for sure. I'd like to thank all the sponsors, too. We couldn't do it without them. So if you go into those businesses around the area here, make sure you say thank you for taking part in of our new adventure and kicking us off here. We really do appreciate the sponsors very, very much. And we appreciate all the listeners listening to the Coach's Cage tomorrow night. We'll be at Rensselaer Central as the Bombers take on Hoosier Conference West foe Twin Lakes. It'll be around 6:45 Central Time pregame show, 7 o'clock kickoff. That'll do it from here until we greet you tomorrow at Emory Harrison Athletic Complex at 6:45. This is Bob Kurtz. So long, everybody.
The proceeding was a presentation of 3KG Community Broadcasting.